Hello everyone, welcome to the explanation. In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about old question discussion on control statement. Okay, so here we are going to learn about, or we are going to discuss both theory and program. Okay, so we'll be discussing about looping, then decision statement and all. So prior I'm telling you that you should know the concept of looping and decision statement and how it works. Okay, so you should have knowledge of that before coming to this video. I'm not going to explain in detail how all the loops work, because if I'll explain in detail, it will take 3 to 4 hours to make the video. So I'm just going to give you old question discussion, like old question, what is the answer and all. So if you don't have knowledge about loop and decision statement, so go to our channel. There we uploaded the detailed video on looping and statements. You watch that, and then after you can come to this section. Okay, fine. So let's start with question number 1. So question number 1 is, okay, so this is a recent question. They have asked, why do we need control statement in computer programs? Fine. So this question they have asked in 2074 Ashwin. Okay, so why do we need control statement in computer programs? So this is a question about importance of control statement. Fine. So let's go to the solution part. So control statement, what it does is, control statement help us to specify the flow of program control. Okay, so they also tell us that the order in which the instruction in a program must be executed. Okay, so we can make decision to perform task repeatedly. Yeah, we can make decision to perform tasks repeatedly, or either we can jump from one section of code to another, So these are some of the concepts. So using looping and decision, so due to this this concept of decision and looping, they make programming easier, we can say easier. Fine. So we can also write about some advantages of this. So some of the control flow, we can say this. Okay, I'm not able to speak the correct word. Some of the control flow statement, they are, for example, continuation at different statement. Yeah, next is conditional branching. So what it does is executing a set of statement only if some condition is met. Yeah, next can be executing a statement 0 or more times, and next can be stopping. Okay, stopping conditions. So we have various conditions due to which we can control the flow of our statement. Okay, next question number 2. So it is, how is the switch statement used in decision making. Okay, explain with suitable example. Fine. So how switch statement is used in decision making, they say. So this is the theory portion of the switch statement. Okay, so we can say that, so if you want an statement for multi-way decision or multiple way decision, we can say for multiple way decision we use this switch statement. Okay, for this we use switch statement. Fine. So C has a built-in multi-way decision statement known as switch. Okay, which tests the value of a given variable against list of cases. Okay, and when the match is found, the statement, we can say the statement associated with that case is executed. Fine. So this can be the theory of switch statement, and the syntax will be switch expression, yeah, and then we have case value 1 and we have block of statement 1. Again we have to use break statement for each. Again case value 2 and we have block of statement 2 and we have break statement. Next is, if you'll go on, that is default statement. Okay, we have default block and then we have break statement. Fine. So they have asked us to write a program, okay, write a suitable program. So I'll not explain the program now. So in future I'm sure there will be some question for switch statement, so we can see that particular example only. Okay, fine. So next, third number is, what is the importance of control structure in programming? And we have to compare if, else, if, ladder and switch. And they have also asked that which is better. Fine. So this question has been asked in 2069 Chaitra, and this can be asked for 8 to 10 marks because it is combo of, I think, 2 long and 3 and third is a short question. Fine. So let us first discuss about what is the importance of control statement. Okay, so I think this importance of control statement, I think we discussed in first question also. So I'll just write in some smaller words and all. So it is easy to trace the flow of execution of a statement. Yeah, and next can be debugging. It helps in debugging also. Okay, and also it supports for various jumps and breaks. Okay, so this prevents the code to be from lengthy and continuous statement and all. Okay, so this prevents the code from being lengthy and we can directly jump, like decision statements like switch and all, they allow us to go to a particular statement and execute the code, so we don't need to go to all the codes. Okay, so it saves the execution time. Okay, so there can be multiple benefits of this. Second part is we have, let me draw a line. So we have if, else, if, ladder, and switch construct, they say. Right, so first of all, first is here an expression is evaluated and block of code is selected based on result. Okay, that is true or false of expression. Fine, so this can be the definition of if else if ladder. And here an expression is evaluated and the code block is selected based on value of switch expression. Okay, next is okay, so here we can say that it does not require break statement as only one block of code is executed, only one block of code is executed at time, we can say. And here we need break statement in each block. Okay, so going to difference number 3, we have okay, so we can say that complexity of program increases when number of alternative increases. Okay, here, so no matter how many alternative are there, the flow of program goes to a particular case. Yeah, in switch statement this happens, particular case. Fine, so there is no complexity in this switch case. How lengthy your program is, so according to the expression it goes to only one case, and if there are no match, then it will go to the default case. Okay, so the execution is very easy here. Okay, so it consumes more time, and here less execution time, we can say execution time. Fine, so from all these statements we can say that switch is far better than if else if ladder. Okay, one example, you can give the syntax of both of these. Okay, syntax of both of these. Fine, so let's go to next statement, next question number 4, which is difference while, what is this question, 2063 itself. Okay, it is difference do while and while loop it is, or do loop it is. Is there any mistake in question or what? Okay, it says difference between do and do while loop. Okay, do loop it says. So this question has been asked in 2073 Shravan. Okay, so I think this do loop, it is not in C. Yeah, that's why I got confused in this question. There is do while loop. This do loop is in Fortran. Okay, if you have studied in Fortran, we have do loop. Okay, there is no such loop called do loop in C. Okay, but in Fortran there is a do loop, and this do loop in Fortran, it is very much similar to for loop in C. Fine, so I am going to make the difference between do and do while loop only. So do loop I will take from Fortran and do while from our C program, because the question is, I think, that is for same. So do while loop and we have do loop. Fine, so let's start with the syntax. Okay, so we know do and we have body of loop, and then we have while and we have test condition. Yeah, here the syntax will be do and I equals to start, stop and update you. If you remember, I have also made old question discussion on this topic. Fine, so and there will be body of loop, it's similar to for loop, and this n and then continue. Okay, so this n is a label, and this is like for loop, start, stop and update, and body of loop, so this is the label for that, and I is the loop variable. Fine, so difference number 2, the body of loop execute at least once. Okay, at least once, without depending on condition. Yeah, even if the condition on condition, let me write first. So even if this condition is not fulfilled, it is going to execute the body once, because we have first we have the block and then we have the condition. Here the body of loop executes until loop variable I runs from start to stop. Yeah, there is no such condition and all, like there is no such condition as while and all in this, we can say. And next difference is, let me write the next difference. Okay, so difference number 3 is, it is condition controlled. Okay, that is exit control loop, and it is count controlled loop. Fine, so if you go to flow chart, it is like enter, yeah, and then it is the body of loop, and then this will be the test condition. If it is false, it is going to exit, and if it is true, this body goes here. Yeah, similarly here will be enter, yeah, and then I start condition, it is, so I less than equals to some condition will be there. If it is false, it is going to stop, else this will be body of loop, yeah, and then this will be the increment part, that is I plus something, and if it is true, so it goes here. Fine, okay, let's go to next question, which is question number 5. So it says, explain nested for and do while loop with example. Okay, so there are plenty of example. I think you can write example yourself. So nested loop. So nested loop, what is nested loop? So nested loop means, okay, nested loop means a loop inside another loop. Okay, for example, a for loop can be inside another for loop. Okay, so like for I equals to 1, I less than equals to 5, I plus plus. For j equals to 1, j less than equals to 5, and j plus plus. Okay, we have printf %j I into j. Okay, so again the concept of nested loop. Okay, the video we have already made on the concept of nested loop, and this has been uploaded in our channel. Fine. So if you don't have the detailed concept of nested loop, please go and watch there. Fine. So in nested loop, what happens is, first of all, this loop is executed 5 times, and then if we execute this loop 1 time, this loop is going to get executed 5 times. Fine. So please go and watch there, because if I'll start explaining the concepts here, so it will be a very lengthy video. Okay. So there is we have made a video that is in our channel. Please go and watch. Okay. Next is do while. Okay, so do while loop is, we can say, exit control loop. Yeah, exit control loop, in which test expression is evaluated at end of loop. Yeah, fine. So we have like do, and then we have body of loop, and then we have while and test expression. Fine. So question for this, very easy question I will be making. Do, we are going to print f, okay, %d I, and then we are going to increment the value of I, and we are going to print this while I is less than or equals to 10. So in this case, yeah, it is going to execute till the value of I becomes 10. Next question, let's go to next question. Question number 6 we have. Question number 6 we have, explain the importance of break and default statement. Okay, explain the importance of break and default statement in switch. Fine, so this is a very good question at 62070 Chaitra. Okay, so first of all, let's see the syntax of switch statement, and then we can so switch expression, we have case constant 1, and then we have block, and then we have break. In similar way, we can write a number of case constants. So last it comes case we have default, and then we have default statement. Okay, now let's write the importance for each. Okay, so the break statement must be used at the end of each case, because if it is not used, then all the cases, okay, all the cases, we can say all the cases will be executed. Either we, although we don't need to execute all the cases, yeah, because we need to execute only the case which we need. But if you are not using break statement, what happens? All the cases are going to be executed one by one, so it is really irrelevant, and also the execution time increases. Fine. So we need this break statement, and default statement is executed, okay, if the expression does not match with any value, we can say with any value. Okay, so although this default statement, it is not mandatory, it is an optional statement. If you don't know this, default is an optional statement, but we need this, okay, so that it can handle unexpected cases. Okay, unexpected cases. For handling this unexpected cases, we need this default statement. Okay, let's go to another question. So it is I think let me see the question paper. So question number 7. Okay, I got a question. Distinguish between break and continue. Fine. So break and continue, important question. Okay, so this question has been asked in 2070 ASAR. Break statement. Okay, so break statement used to jump out of loop, and it is used to bypass. It is used to bypass remaining part of current loop, we can say. Yeah. So here okay, so we can say that it terminates the execution of nearest enclosing loop. Okay, and here the loop is not terminated. Okay, loop is not terminated. So the syntax will be, we use this break statement with any loop, so the syntax will be any loop and break, and again the continue statement, we have some loop and we have continue. Let's go to another difference. So let's write the flow chart for both, so break and continue. Okay, so it is like condition is there, this is our condition, and if it is true, okay, we are going to break this, and this is the end of the loop. Yeah, and if it is false, we are going again to the condition. Here the this is our condition. If it is true, it is going to continue a statement, and then back it is going to the loop. Yeah, if it is false, it is going to the remaining part of the loop, and then again it is going to the entry part. Fine. Okay, so I think you can write an example for both. Okay, so see the marks for the question. Okay, so if it is for less marks, no need to write the example. If it is for more marks, so write for the example. Write the example for this. Okay, so next we have okay, next question, 8 number question. This is also theory question. Why don't good programmer prefer go to statement and compare switch and if else if later? I think this question we did earlier. Yeah, comparison of switch and if else if later, so that I'll be skipping. Just let me give the answer for this. Why don't prefer go to statement? Okay, because it does not allow any test condition and break the normal execution of program. Okay, so due to unconditional go to, we might face the permanent loop which is known as infinite loop. Infinite loop can be there. Fine, so let's go to question number 9. So question number 9 is, okay, we have compare for loop and do while loop. Okay, we have to compare for loop and do while loop. So what happens, let us consider this is for loop and this is do while loop. Fine, so here in for loop what happens is the expression is evaluated first and then the body is executed, but here it is opposite of this. The body is executed and then expression. Okay, hence we can call this as entry control loop. Okay, so you know that even while loop is called entry control loop. It means that it depends upon the entry, that is the condition. Here it is called exit control loop. Fine, so next we can write the syntax. So for syntax we have for loop, we have expression 1, we can say expression 2 and expression 3. So expression 1 is the initialization, expression 2 is the condition, and expression 3 is the updation. And here we can write the statements or the body of the loop. Fine, and in do while loop we have body of loop. Okay, and then we have a while loop with our expression followed by a semicolon. Okay, so this is the question. Now let's go to the another question. So there is, I am searching for more theory question if they have. Let me see. Okay, do while and while I think we discussed. Break and continue we have discussed. For and do while we have discussed. Okay, so I think this is, no, there is one last question left. Okay, for theory part. So let me discuss and then after that I'll go to the programming part. Okay, so question number 12 it is, we have conditional operator and okay, we have a conditional operator and if else condition. Okay, so let me just describe about this conditional operator and if else they are asking. If else, so in conditional operator what happens is we have a variable. For example, we have a variable num and it is like a greater than b, then a else b. Okay, so it is also called ternary operator. Okay, why it is called ternary operator? Because it depends upon 3 operands. So here the 3 operands are num, a and b. Okay, and we have these 3 operators for this. Okay, so it is like the value of this num is equals to, so it depends upon the condition. So if a is greater than b, if this condition is true, then this particular variable will be the value of num. If the condition is false, then this particular, after colon, this particular variable, the value of this particular value will be the value of num. Okay, and if else, you know that if condition we have a statement and else we have a statement. Fine, so this is this is the solution for the theory part. Now let's move to the program part. So I think the program, they are very easy. Almost all programs we have discussed in class, although let me discuss some programs for you. Okay, so 13 number, write a program to check whether a given integer is triangular or not. Okay, triangular number or not. Okay, fine. So in previous videos I have not discussed in detail. Okay, I'm just giving the solution because I'm trying to cover like how to solve a question, or like what is the solution of a particular question, and I'm not discussing in detail because if I'll start discussing in detail, so it will take a very long time. Okay, so if you want me to solve any particular problem, or if you have confusion in any particular part, you can comment me. I'll be covering that portion also. Okay, so I'll try to cover these numericals in very detail. Fine, so let's go to the solution part. So before going to the solution part, you should know what is triangular number. Okay, so some of the numbers that you should know are Armstrong number, then palindrome, strong number, prime factor, triangular number. So these are some of the important questions for which you should know what is triangular number. Okay, so let's see what is triangular number. Okay, so first one is 1. So 1 is a triangular number. It is the sum of, okay, sum of consequent natural number, we can say. For example, 1 is a triangular number. Next, 1 plus 2, consequent natural number. Okay, so 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3 is a natural number. 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is equals to 6. So 6 is a triangular number. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equals to 10. So 10 is a triangular number. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is equals to 15. So 15 is a triangular number. Okay, so you can see this forms a triangle. Okay, so the sum of the consecutive natural numbers, so these are called the triangular number. Fine, so this question has been, they have asked in 2072 Chaitra. Now let's discuss this in very detail. I'll be discussing this. So let's start with include stdio.h. okay, and then we have void main. Okay, so we have to use the concept. Okay, so you can see that we are going to sum each natural number. Fine, so a simple loop you can use. Either you can use for loop for this, or while loop for this, or do while for loop for this. Okay, so this is very simple question. So for this, let us consider a number n, and as we have to sum each natural number, so we'll take the sum and we initialize this as 0. Okay, so in questions where you need to sum something, any numbers, so in that case you need to do this problem like this: sum equals to sum plus something. Okay, so for this initially we have to put the value of sum as 0, and then I think we need for loop we need an integer I. Okay, so what is the question? Write a program to check whether a given integer is triangular number or not. For example, if the user gives 6, so it has to be printed that this is a triangular number. Okay, so what we can do is, okay, let's see how we can check this. So let us printf enter a number, okay, to be checked. Fine, so scanf %g address of num, and we can say now how we can solve the problem. So while sum is less than equals to n. Okay, so we are comparing this value of sum, so we are going to add the sum with some variables and going to check whether it is less than equal to n or not. Okay, so till that sum will be equals to sum plus I. Fine, so let us initialize the value of I as 1, sum plus I, and then we are going to increase the value of I, and after that we are going to check if sum is equals to n. Fine, so what we are going to do, I'll be writing this code here. So we are going to printf the number is triangular. Okay, Fine, I think that will be the answer, because we have to check whether it is triangular or not. Okay, so you can also write a statement else, and we can check that. We can see that the number is printf not triangular, not triangular. Okay, so this is a while loop, this is the for this, and okay, fine. Now let's go to the code portion. Okay, so suppose I have entered a number 6. Sum is 0. So 0 is less than equals to 6. Yes. So it will go inside sum equals to sum plus I. So initially the value of sum is 0. So 0 plus I is 1. 1. Okay. Sum is 1. So I plus plus. So the value of I becomes 2. Sum equals to n. Okay. So our number is 6. Sum is 1. 1 equals to n. 6. No, it is not true. So let's go to the sum. So now the value of sum is 1. So 1 is less than equals to 6. Yes, it is equals. So sum is 1 and the value of I becomes 2. So 1 plus 2, it is equals to 3. Now the value of sum is 3 and the value of I increases to 3. Fine. So 3 equals to 6? No. So again it will go to the loop. So now 3. 3 less than equals to 6? Yes. So sum equals to 3. So 3 plus 3. Okay. 3 plus 3. So the value of sum becomes 6 now. And the value of I becomes 4. Now sum equals to n. That is 6 equals to 6? Yes. It is true. Hence, we'll print the number is a triangular number. Fine. Okay. So I hope you got the answer for this. This has been asked in 2072 Chaitra. Fine. So let me search for some more questions that I can solve for you. So the question is, fine. So I got a question here. Okay. So the question is, I think it's 30 number question. Write a program to read the number until 1 is encountered. 1 is encountered. Also count the number of even number and odd number entered by the user. Okay, so again this has been asked in 2070 ASAR. Fine. So again I'll explain this in very detail. So let's first understand what is the question. So write a program to read the number until 1 is encountered. So the user can enter 2, 4, 7, 9, 6, 5. Okay, so the moment the user enters 1, the program is going to terminate. So the numbers that we have entered till now, so what we have to do is we have to count the number of even numbers, that is this. So even number equals to 3 and this. So odd number equals to 3. Fine. So this for this what we'll do is we are going to use the concept, if the entered number mod 2 equals to 0, then it is even number, and we are going to increase this even number count by 1. And if the n mod 2 is not equals to 0, so we are going to know that we are going to print that this is an odd number, and hence we are going to increase the odd count by 1. Okay, so this is the concept. Fine. So in exam also, after reading the question, first and foremost rule is read the question very properly, and after reading the question just prepare a rough like this, and then you can program it. Okay, it will become very easy. Now I hope you understand the question. Now it's very easy. Okay, it's very basic question. So let's start with has include. I hope you write this statement. So void main we have, let us consider a number n, a odd number o, and an even number e. Let us consider the value of odd be 0 and the value of even be 0. Okay, this is for counter. I am preparing this as a counter. Okay, so as the condition is till the user encounters a 1. So while the num is not equals to 1, we are going to perform the task. Fine. So while the user doesn't enter 1, we are going to ask for a number, that is enter a number. We are going to scanf, that is we are going to read the number. Okay, we are going to read the number, and if n mod 2 equals to 0, okay, as I told you, we are going to increase the even count by 1. Okay, and we can write here else. Okay, if it is not mod by 2, then we can also use else if here. Okay, else if n mod 2 is equals to is not equals to, we can say, or we can also use else. Okay, else we are going to increase the odd count by 1. Fine. So next what we are going to do, we are going to print the value of E and O. So printf, we can write odd count and even count. Okay, you can write in detail E and O. Fine. So this is a very easy question. Let me see another question, if you have another question there. Okay, so there is a question called just a second. Okay, fine. So next question we have, I think this is 13th question. Write a program to display prime number, okay, prime number within a given range. Fine. So this is one of the important question. So first of all, let us know the concept of prime number. So what is a prime number? The number which is divisible by itself and 1. Yeah, for example 3. So 3, it is divisible by 1. Yes. It is divisible by 3. Yes. So this is a prime number. But if you take 6, it is divisible by 1, it is divisible by 2, divisible by 3, divisible by 6. So no, a prime number maximum it can be divisible by 2 numbers only, that is 1 and 3. Fine. So this is the concept we are going to use. You can use find a prime number in multiple ways, I say. Okay, but I am going to use the concept that it should not be divisible by more than 2 numbers. Okay, so while using a loop, if I exclude 1 and the number itself, for example, if I am going to check whether 3 is a prime number or not, so if I am going to exclude 1, okay, and exclude 3, fine. So within, from 1 to 3, so within this number it should not be divisible by any number between 1 and 3. If I am not including 1, if I am not including 3, so between the 1 and 3, any number should not divide 3. If it divides, it is not a prime number. Okay, so this is the concept I am going to use. And next it says within a range. Okay, so what you can say is any question if it comes in range, you can consider, suppose the range is from n1 to n2, and if of course you will put this n1 and n2 in the form of I. Yeah, so you are going to increase. For example, if I have to print a prime number between 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you are going to pass this range in I. Fine. So what you can do is, okay, instead of using n variable, for example, if you are going to display a single prime number, you use the number n. Yeah, so instead of using n, you should use I. Fine. So that is the concept. So let's solve this question. Fine. So has include, we have void main. So let us consider, first of all, let us consider range. Okay, so n1, n2 be 2 range, and then let us consider a count, and I think they will be using loop also. Fine. So let us consider a loop I. So let me take this much variable, and after I am doing the program, if I will need some variable, I'll just initialize it here. Okay, so we are going to printf enter the range, we can say. Okay, and then scanf, let the 2 range be %d, address of n1 and address of n2. Fine. So we are going to take the range. So as I told you, for I equals to n1, I less than, between it says. Okay, between means if 1 to 5, then we have to check the number from 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, between. Okay, if it says from 1 until 5, so we have to include 1 and 5. It says between, so I'll just exclude the first range. So n1 plus 1 less than n2 and I plus plus. Fine. So as I told you, the rule is, okay, the rule is it should not be divisible. I'm taking, suppose I'm checking it from, suppose I equals to 2 to I less than n. Suppose we are checking a number 5. Okay, so I'll not include 5, I'll not include 1, I'll not include 5. Okay, so it should not be divisible. Fine. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to initialize a counter to 0. If the value increases, and the value, I'll increase the value only when the number is divisible between any of the value between this. Okay, so if it increases, this is not prime number. It should not increase because it should not be divisible by any number between that particular thing. Okay, so let us consider for another loop. Let me take another loop j. So for j equals to 2, see, yeah, I am taking from 2, j less than I and j plus plus. Okay, so j equals to 2, j less than I, j plus plus. Okay, so let us consider the range. So first range will be 2. Okay, first range will be first number. Let us consider a first number. So 2. So I am not taking 1. Okay, I am not taking 1. I am not taking the number itself. So I am taking between 2 and less than that number. So that number is decided by the value of I. So I am taking the value of range. Okay, so if we can say that particular number which is in the form of I mod 2 equals to 0, if it is divisible, if this number which is in the form of I, if it is divisible by 2, then I'm going to increase the value of count. Fine. And if my value of count is equals to 0, then only it is going to be the prime number. Printf %g I. Okay, so it will just print the value, okay, which is not divisible by other number than 1 and itself. Okay, so this is the concept for prime number. Let's go to some other question. So the question is, I'm just searching for latest question. Okay, so I'll be doing the question solution of 2066 in a separate video. I'll solve only the question of 2076. Fine. So there is a question like there is a question for palindrome. Okay, so let me see the question for palindrome. Okay. Fine. So this prime number, it can also be solved by some other concept also. Okay, some other concept also you can use. So initial only we'll use the range. Okay, so for I equals to n1, I less than n2, I equals to n1, I less than equals to n2, and I plus plus we can say, and for j equals to 2, j less than I, j plus plus. Okay, if j mod I equals to 0, we are going to break this. Okay, and if I equals to j, then we can print that, printf, okay, %g, and I is the prime number. Okay, so this is the second method, and many more methods you can use for prime number. There are infinite number of methods, I guess. Okay, fine. So let's go to the 14th number question. I guess this is 14th number question. Write a program to read a number and check whether it is palindrome or not. So, okay, so check for palindrome. Fine. So what is a palindrome? First let's discuss this. So this question has been asked in 2071 Shravan. So let us see what is palindrome. So palindrome is number, for example 1 2 3 4 5. If you are going to reverse this, what you will get? 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, so this number and this number should be equal. If it is not equal, it is not palindrome. For example 1 2 2 1. If you are going to reverse this, you are going to get 1 2 2 1. Okay, so this is the palindrome number. Fine. So for this, first of all, what we have to do is we have to use the concept of reverse. Okay, so what is the concept of reverse? First of all, let me discuss that, and after that you can solve for palindrome. Okay, so you can use any loop here. So let me use do loop here. Suppose we have a number, let me take a number n. Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to store the remainder of this number, okay, in rem, and then I am going to use a variable reverse. So reverse into 10 plus remainder, and then I am going to divide the number by 10. So number equals to number divided by 10. Okay, and I am going to perform this while the value of num is not equals to 0. Fine. So let us take example. Suppose I am taking example of 1 2 1. Okay, let us check whether what is the reverse of this number. Fine. So first of all 1 2 1. So rem equals to, first case, okay, rem equals to 1 to 1 more 10, value is 1. Okay, and reverse equals to reverse into 10 plus rem. Okay, so initially I have initialized the value of reverse 0, so it becomes 0 into 10 plus 1, which is 1, and then 1 to 1 divided by 10, it becomes 1 2. Fine. So 1 2 is not equals to 0, it is not true, so again it will go to this. Fine. Next iteration, 1 2 more 10, the value become 2. Next, the initial value, the previous value of reverse was 1, so 1 into 10 becomes 10 plus 2, which becomes 12. Okay, so next n divided by 10, it becomes 1. Finally 1 more 10, it becomes 1. Okay, so initially the value of reverse was 12, so 12 into 10 becomes 120, plus remainder is 1, which becomes 121. Fine. So now 1 divided by 10, it becomes 0. Okay, so while n is equals to 0, so the condition becomes true and it will exit. Fine. So you can see that the value of reverse has become 1 to 1. So hence the number was 1 to 1, the reverse is also 1 to 1. So this is a palindrome number. Fine. So I hope you got how to solve a reverse number. Let's go to the solution part. Okay. Fine. So let's go to the solution part for this. Has include void main. Let us consider a number. Okay, so so you can take any digit number. So let us consider long int for this. Long int n, remainder and a variable reverse equals to 0. Okay, long int name number. Okay, fine. So let us consider printf. Okay, enter number. Okay, the number to be checked we are entering. So for scanf percentage ld address of n, and okay, so for checking whether a number is palindrome and all, so as we are going to perform operation of this n only, so we are going to store this n in some temporary variable. So I am considering a t variable. So t equals to n, I am going to store, sorry, it's single equals to assignment operator. Okay, so I am going to store the value of n in t. Now we can use the code here. Do remainder equals to n mod 10. I am going to write directly because I already explained how to use this. Reverse into reverse 10 plus remainder. Okay, this remainder, and then n equals to n divided by 10. I am going to perform this while the value of n is not equals to 0. Fine. So if n equals to, sorry, I have already performed the operation of n, so I am going to use t for comparison. So if t equals to reverse, the number is, we can write here printf, the number is palindrome, else printf, it is not palindrome. Fine. Okay, so this is the question. Now let's go to the next question. Let me see, any question is there, some different question I'm searching for. So all other pattern questions, okay, there are some pattern questions, string pattern questions are there in this chapter. So already I have discussed this pattern question, all the questions related to pattern in my video pattern. IU old question solution for pattern, I have already discussed the question, and I think some series questions also I have discussed. Yeah, I think this much is there for today. no, there are some more questions. Okay, there are some more questions related to series. So let's solve this. So the first question is series is, we have to find the sum of series. Okay, sum of series, and the series is sin x. It is called sine series. Okay, so x cube by 3 factorial plus x 5 by 5 factorial minus x 7 by 7 factorial. Okay, so for this question, this type of questions you have to take care of, like we have to find the numerator, okay, and the denominator. Okay, numerator and denominator. So you can see that this denominator is nothing but a factorial code. Okay, so we are going to write a factorial, a separate factorial code for this. And for numerator, what we are going to do is, we are going to, you can see this, we are taking the cube, x cube, here the value is 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so if we take the value of I as 1, we are going to increase this value by 2, or yeah, we are going to increase the value by 2, and or we can, if we are considering the value of I as 1, we can write this as I into 2 minus 1. Fine, so 2 minus 1 is 1 in first case. Next case, I value of I increases to 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Fine. Next case, value of I increases to 3. So 3 into 2, that is 6. 6 minus 1, 5. Yeah. Okay, fine. So the condition is I into 2 minus 1. Okay, so this we can use for this. And next thing is, we are going to use a sign. Fine. So for what we are going to use this sign? The sign is used for alternative minus and plus thing. Okay, so we are going to use three things: one particular code for numerator, one particular code for denominator, which is a factorial code. We are going to use factorial code for this. We are going to use this condition for finding the numerator, and then we are going to use a variable sign. Okay, so let's see the solution part. Okay, so let's start with void main. Has include, I hope you will just include yourself. So let us consider, okay, a variable sum. So initially I'll initialize the value as 0, a variable numerator, a variable denominator, and a variable sign, as I told you. And other variable, if it comes in between, I'm just going to include here. And then I'm going to use a variable I and j for loop. Okay, so okay, so we are going to enter a variable. So the series was x cube by 3 factorial. Okay, so let us take this as n, and x is x. Okay, so let me take two variables, one for x and one for 3, that is n. So x can be any variable, it can be float also. So let us consider float here, and this n I'll take as integer, because you know this is 3, 5, 7, so it is of course integer. So let us read that value, okay, of percentage f percentage d. So I am going to read the variable x and n here. So for I equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus plus. Okay, I am going to calculate the numerator. Okay, so numerator will be equals to power, okay, x ko power, whatever I told you, I into 2 plus, I into 2 minus 1, I am going to use the same thing. So power x comma 2 into I minus 1. Okay, so for this you need to find out this condition, how we are going to find the power. Okay, so you can find the power using this condition, and then we are going to let me consider this value of denominator as 1 here. Okay, and then we are going to find the denominator. So it is factorial. Okay, so for j equals to 1, j less than equals to 2 into I minus 1, okay, j plus plus. Why we are using this condition? Because whatever power is there, we are using the factorial of the same. That's why you are using this function. Okay, so denominator will be equals to denominator into j. Fine, so this is the factorial code. If you know this is factorial code, so you remember factorial, we initialized fact equals to 1 and fact equals to fact into I. Okay, so this is a fact variable. Next, what we are going to do is, we are going to sum everything. So sum equals to sum plus sine into, okay, into num by denominator. Fine. So okay, sine, we have to initialize a value for sine so that it can be alternative plus and minus. Okay, so what we are going to do is I am going to assign the value of sine as sine will be equal to, okay, pow minus 1 and I plus 1. Okay, so this will give the sign alternative plus and minus for this. Okay, so finally I am going to print the value of sum equals to percentage f and sum. Okay, fine. So next is cosine series. Okay, so similar way you can solve for cosine series, that is 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x4 by 4 factorial. Okay, so the same concept. So as I used the concept here, so this programming will be same, only I'll write the condition. Okay, so this is a cosine series. Okay, so cosine series is 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x4 by 4 factorial minus x6 by 6 factorial, so on. So it is been asked in 2073. So the concept is very similar, only the thing is how we calculate the numerator. So I'll just write the condition here. Okay, so numerator will be power x comma 2 into I minus 2. Okay, and similar way you can find denominator, similar way you can find the sign. So only this is the difference for the cosine series. Fine. So I think sine cosine series we solved that. So that is, I think that's all, yeah, for this particular chapter. Okay, if you want me to solve any other question, okay, if you want me to solve some other question, just let me know. And other questions, okay, just check this. Okay, in our channel we have already uploaded, so some common questions, okay, these are very important questions. So some common questions that you need to solve in this chapter, I am just going to write this. Okay, so leap year and all these question solution we have uploaded in our channel. Just go and check that. So they are just detailed video. Please go and check these questions. Okay, leap year, prime, factor, okay, strong number, Armstrong number, reverse, palindrome, triangular number. Okay, and other can be like sum of digit till a single digit is obtained. Okay, so all these questions I have solved, and we have kept the video in our channel, so please go and check this, they are very important. And also check all the questions for within range. Okay, so as I told you, for prime numbers, so we can solve all these questions within range. If you have any problem in any question from this chapter, that is control statement chapter, please comment, send me the question in comment box. I am going to provide solution for this. Okay, and one more information, there are some of the comments that students, like, they are asking, why are you solving this like not in detail, I'm just solving the question. So as I told you, there are limited time left. Okay, only limited time. I think there are some 5 to 6 days for your exam to be appeared. So many of my students, they asked me to very quickly provide the solutions. Okay, so I was just doing the same, I was providing the solution for particular questions. So in every video I have told you that you need to know the detailed concept of this particular, like in recursion you need to know what is recursion, in control you need to know what is control, in function you need to know what is function, the concept of function. That's why I was solving the question very quickly without detailed explanation. Okay, so I think due to lack of time I am solving these questions very quickly. In one day, in 1.5 hours, I am solving all the questions. Okay, so if you have any problem in any particular topic, just comment me. Okay, I am going to prepare a video for that particular topic and just put the videos. Okay, so next I think we have left input output. Okay, formatted input output, that is the theory portion. So next video I will be posting on that topic, and later on last I will be posting a separate video for 2076. Okay, so if you have noticed, I have not taken the question from 2076 because I didn't have that question in my collection. So next I'll be posting a separate video for 2076 and 2075 as a whole. Okay, and then at the last I'll be sharing with you some important tips for every chapter, for all chapter. Okay, so keep safe, stay safe, and study hard, and all the best for your exam. So fine, next let's meet on some another video. Till then, bye bye and take care.